How you doing, guys?
What's up, everybody? How we doing?
So we're having a small bit of technical difficulty with Brock. Hopefully he's going to pop back in stage. And also, it's raining here. So some of you know that I work at a wastewater treatment plant. So if I get called in, I may have to pop out and let John run it for a little bit.
Little solo action, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I see Brock back there in the back.
Okay.
So do you got any updates this week, John?
Well, over the weekend, I did a kind of a spruce up of everybody. Got everybody cleaned up. I unfortunately did not get new weights. I was focused on like deep cleaning and scrubbing and breaking everything down, and everything looks good. Everything seems to be healthy and doing good, crushing food, and they did really well yesterday. Really appreciate getting to hang out with Mission Morphs
Yeah,
on
that was cool.
Saturday. That was really cool. It's always a pleasure whenever we can cross paths with some of you guys that are heavy in our comment section. Always, we really appreciate that kind of stuff. So anytime we get to kind of cross paths, that'll be a blessing in and of itself. So,
Yeah, so we always try to make it if somebody's within driving distance of us at a show or going to be close, we always try to make it out 100%.
Yep.
So yeah, so let's run through some of these comments real quick.
Sweet.
We got Big Ten. He's a newer follower. I think I introduced him before.
Yeah.
He purchased a snake from us.
Nice. You
See,
said
we got
he's local-ish, right?
he was a Texas feller.
Texas. Okay. All right. All
Yeah.
right.
So Void, he's double dipping.
Yeah. Yeah. You know
And
it.
then we got Wiz, he popping in.
Nice.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We got the guest of honor, the Metal Herper, aka the Metalhead Herping Metalhead.
There we go. Yeah.
We got my man Kiko. If you're into any kind of carnivorous plants or any kind of plant knowledge, he is the man to reach out to. Hit
Oh,
him
yeah.
up on Instagram. We got Christopher, my man Christopher. He's in every single live we do.
Yep. Everyone. We appreciate you.
Yes. We got my brother from another mother, Walter. He's popping in tonight.
Awesome.
Glad
Good to
see
see
him.
you.
Said he's here for the breeding. Mostly the breeding this time.
Yeah.
We got my buddy Big D's. Thanks for stopping in for sure. For sure.
Yep.
We got Mac O'Morph Patrick. Good dude. I enjoy talking to him behind the scenes a lot. He's a very knowledgeable fellow.
Awesome. That's awesome. Good to hear.
Got my daughter.
Yeah. Yeah. Family affair over here today.
Yeah, yeah. I sent the link out heavy, so I spent everybody. We got my man Val, one of our proud sponsors.
Absolutely. White Feather Balls. He's a amazing guy.
Yeah.
Always got a smile on his face.
I think, yeah, 100%. All about community and positive vibes and upbeat. Tons of knowledge, whether you want it or not.
I did kind of. I will be honest. I did kind of steer him from Instagram because he definitely he's the first one to pop in on Instagram, and I was like, hey everyone, go to this at tag and get over to YouTube for us.
So if you look down here, we got come over to YouTube and chat with us.
Yeah,
on the Breeding Grounds Live. So I think on Instagram it scrolls up top.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, okay. So you got any other updates? I know I've been doing a lot of blabbing here.
I'm biding my time till my new edition comes, and then I'll be hammering out a project that I'll be pretty proud about. It put me a little bit ahead on one of them, so I'm pretty pumped about that.
We got Brave just popped in. What's up? So the only real updates I got is much like you can see the rack looks all tore up, no name tags. Spring in action. deep scrub, everything. The only other thing that was kind of cool, the wife got me some smaller bottles for my joy jelly for the ultrasound.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that
because
looks like the high influence alarm.
yeah.
So
Well,
I'm gonna bring Brock out here real quick, let him introduce himself, and then I'm gonna log in on this phone and see if I need to dip.
okay, all right, sounds good.
So how you doing, Brock?
Hey, it's Monday,
There we go.
Yeah,
There we go.
hell
but
of a
no, I'm
thing,
doing
ain't it?
good. Yeah, yeah,
Good.
It's awesome.
So what we normally do is we'll allow you some time to just give yourself a little soapbox introduction. Tell people about yourself, what kind of stuff you work with, your background, what got you started, and then we'll let it go from there.
cool, cool. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Right on. Right
the,
on.
the floor is
All right.
yours.
All you.
Cool. Well, yeah, I'm Brock Pickens. I keep colubrids, mostly king snakes. I have a pair of mangrove snakes, bull snakes. Uh, have a pine snake, false water cobra, but I've always been fascinated with reptiles ever since I was a kid. Always out in the creeks and the fields, finding all kinds of critters, turtles, lizards, salamanders, snakes. And then as I got older, I got into books, and then started reading up, finding which ones I liked the most. And my mom was kind of not a fan of snakes, so she didn't let me really keep those. So as soon as I became a adult and moved out, um, I started gathering snakes, and I'm at 15. I've considered breeding, but I'm not an expert in being involved in the community. I've kind of taken a step back on that, and I'm okay with that. You know, it's not for everybody. I I'm married, and I'm fortunate to have a wife who doesn't bothered by my snakes, so that's a good thing. And so now that I've been able to have my own and keep them, I just got involved in the community and created a Facebook exclusively for king snakes. I mean, we enjoy other snakes too, but it's primarily focused on king snakes. And I've got to meet a lot of interesting people on there. And then, I've connected with you, Carl, and stuff like that. It's just been awesome. My other interests, I like heavy metal and going to concerts. I collect sports cards. So, yeah, that's about all for me.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, Carl had to zip out. We got a heck of a lot of rain up here, guys. It really started getting down after it really hard and heavy here. But that's awesome. That's great to hear from you. Now you said king snakes. Now king snakes definitely they fly high on my radar. I love them. I think they're the coolest things ever. As far as colubrid species go, they're like my top on colubrids. So give me a little bit more information about that. You said you're a book nerd, so you're a person who likes to read and like frequent, that knowledge base. What are some things that stood out the most to you about king snakes and why you chose to keep them?
Oh, one of the most unique things to me about them was they're non-venomous, but immune to venomous snakes and eat them. I thought
That's
that
awesome.
was fascinating.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, I always found it cool that they're snake eaters.
Yeah.
Now being a king snake keeper, have you ever tried that as a potential food source for your king
No, I
snakes?
have not.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't, you get a 50-50. Some people say it's a little bit taboo. You
Yeah.
shouldn't do it. But then you get some other people who are like, hey, in the wild, they don't know no different. They're going to eat them if they eat them. So
I'm not opposed to it. It's just that I don't have a readily available source if I did that. And so I don't want to take the risk of them preferring that and not having any.
right, yeah, absolutely, understandable. So you're more of a rodent.
Yes.
Keeping them on rodents. Okay, all right.
No live.
Frozen thawed everything. Gotcha.
Yep.
Now, you said you don't breed, but it's not necessarily off your radar once you feel comfortable. So
right.
you've done some research in like Burmation and things like that. Could you give some insight? Because we got a lot of ball python people here, so there's no like Burmation that happens or nothing like that. So like, kind of explain that in terms of like, what steps you have to take for like burmating, say a colubrid over what we normally do, where we just temp down a little bit for the ball pythons.
Well, it's pretty interesting because based on the king snakes, some of them, never get in a brumation mode. And then some, just like my bull snakes, I have a pair, the female I picked up at a local reptile store. She was abandoned in bad shape, so they gave him to me for a pretty cheap price. And now she's thick. As I'm sitting here, I'm watching her. She's laying on a rock and she's full belly.
Oh, man.
But and then I got a male who was wild caught, and I've had him for about 4 years, and he has done excellent. But they are my hardest brumators, and when they will go 3-4 months, there will be no heat source, no feeding. Only thing I do is I check on their water, may do a little cage maintenance.
Gotcha.
But then I think when I see them out moving more, that's when I've just got used to their movements, pay attention to them. That's really about the snakes more than anything, is you just pay attention to them and watch their behavior and habits. And you begin to, read them.
Yeah. Power of observation. Big one. High on the list. Got to watch them for sure. Now I see the enclosure behind you. Is that for your mangrove?
Yes.
That's my big male. That's a big enclosure right there. That's awesome. Yeah. I
put it together myself.
That's cool.
He's half an inch out of one of his floor hides now. He ate last night too.
Gotcha. Yeah. So now I know that mangroves are rear fang venomous and everything like that. Have you had any, maybe say, close calls with him?
With my female, I got bit on the hand when I first got her.
Gotcha.
I got her from DM Exotics, Dan Malari.
Okay.
Yeah, and I took her out and I was holding her and she took a hit on my hand, but nothing happened. Okay. I'm not really worried about it, I mean, they're both cantankerous. They do not like to be bothered.
They're very flighty, I would imagine.
Yes. They get mean.
I hear a lot of when you think ball python, you think, oh, this snake's just gonna sit in my hand. It's just gonna chill out. It mellows like a puppy dog. It'll just lay there and be a loaf, right? A lot of them are. Now, when you get into like colubrids and then your cat eye snakes and stuff like that, you get a lot different personality.
Yeah,
like a lot different personality. So
they're the only snakes I have that I don't. I mean, I'll open them up. I can like tongue feed them, be close to them. But if I try to touch them or anything like that, it's on.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I always found them fascinating because just being avid in reptiles and things like that, being around it, you start to pick up terms, and then you start to like dive down the rabbit holes and like doing your research and stuff. So you start to come about all this knowledge that just kind of piles in, and you're just like, oh, this is cool. Like I don't have room for them.
Speaking about that, what's amazing about these mangroves, from what I've learned, that in their natural environment, they feed on fish and frogs mostly.
Okay.
So feeding them on rodents is kind of cool because I didn't do all the work to get them established on rodents. Right. But I've been amazed how readily they are to eat them. So that tells me the people who had them before did a lot of good work with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's cool. because you're like you
Right.
said, it's very different, very different
Yeah.
from what you see in the wild.
Right.
And you hear a lot of that with like your larger wild species too. You know, obviously king snakes being snake eaters in the wild, they probably do a lot of lizards and stuff like that in the
Yeah.
wild too. They eat other reptiles. So, you know, knowing that we've pulled them from, you know, from their natural habitat and we've captive bred them for so long, it's pretty interesting to see the difference in like a captive hatch, you know, captive born, captive hatch for multiple generations versus a, you know, a F1, you know, wild caught. Like
Right.
they're polar opposites in temperament and food options and everything like that. So are you, now you said you have a wild caught, you said bull snake, right? Are bull snakes pretty easy comparable, you know? I mean, like, you know, especially like because you have a captive purchased one, and then you have a wild caught.
Right.
Comparing the
Captive.
two.
Yeah, there's a difference. Oh yeah.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Okay.
Like I can put my hand in the cage now and the male's locked on thinking it's food. He's always ready to eat.
I got you.
Because he's got that mentality, you know, I don't know when my next opportunity is, so I want to eat. He's not used to, I'm going to get fed.
Yeah. Pretty consistently, right?
Like the female, she's just laying there, not even moving. And he's still like, more food, more food.
Yeah. He would just pack it in until he got, you know,
right,
as big around as a house for sure.
And with I have 3 gray banded king snakes, and all of them are different variations as far as markings and color.
Yeah.
My male, he's pretty much the mascot of king snake keepers. I mean, every time I share him, everybody knows who he is. But he's so docile. He's probably one of my most hands-on snakes. But I have an F1 female from a well-known individual in the Alterna or gray banded king snakes industry who caught the parents and bred them. And this was the first hatchling out of that batch.
Oh, wow.
Just she's an F1, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
She's amazing. She's a little bit more fidgety than he is.
I got
you. So
you.
you can see where that transition of the wildness comes out, where he's more laid back and she's kind of,
right.
She's chilled out a lot more since I've had her, though.
Yeah. Just common habit and work.
Yes.
And now, do you feel like you have to work with her more than say we would with, you know, something that's been through multiple generations? Gotcha.
Handling is probably the biggest. It's taking her out more than him.
Yeah. So now, you know, everybody says a good snake's a hiding snake, or, you know, whatever they like to claim or whatever. Do you see them traveling and cruising a lot more? Now, I know Carl, he's got a Florida king snake at his house, and he says, I know when she's hungry, she's out and she's cruising. And when she's cruising, you better feed her, because if not, the second that tub slides, she's on it.
That's all the king snakes. All mine do the same thing.
Gotcha. So when they're hiding, leave them alone. They're good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Except now the bull snakes are different. They like to be out. They're like a display snake.
Oh, okay. So they're like more of a, hey, put me out here. I want to show off a little bit.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Right.
Gotcha. That's awesome. That's. I mean, and now that chat, if that's something that you're interested in, you want a snake that you can really show off, like pet quality. You know, keep it in an enclosure that's going to be out and about. There you go. That's a good option. That is a very good option.
For a big girthy snake, that's a gentle giant. Bull snakes are highly underrated in that area.
Gotcha. And about average lengthwise, what are we talking?
It depends where you get them. I mean, Texas bull snakes can get 6-7 feet.
Okay.
One's in my area, probably. They've been known to get up that big, but most of the time it's 4 to 5.
Okay. So averaging out pretty close to what most people are seeing in their ball pythons and stuff. Now, as far as, like you said, girthy snake, are we talking like pretty
thick bodied? Yeah.
Thick bodied? Okay.
They're thick.
Okay. I got you. All right. That's interesting. Now, You said you have gray banded kings. Are those what locality? Are you talking California? Are you talking Florida? Like,
No, these are called Lampropeltis alterna.
okay,
They're gray banded king snakes. They come from West Texas,
West Texas. Okay,
and then there's a lot of them drip down into Mexico. It's just like the top, like northern part of that Texas area there. The Davis Mountains area.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm
where
always
they're
curious because I know king snakes have they have such a wide range and they're found in so many different places.
Right.
So they have all these different localities, and you know, a lot of guys are like, hey, I work this one locality and this is where it's at, and they always can like off the top of their head just be like, boom, I got it. See, I'm very novice to everything. So when even Carl, like, he pulled his out one time on our stream here, and I was like, oh, California, and he said, nope, that's a Florida king snake, and I said, I'll never figure this out.
Right.
I was like, I don't think I'll ever figure this out. But
once you get in it, you'll get it.
Gotcha. I did have a Mexican black king for a little while.
Yeah.
And he was the coolest little thing ever. Jet black, eyes, tongue, everything, a whole nine. And he was a eater. He would crush food. I could never keep him from just he was so aggressive with the food, but I could pull him out and he was just like a little puppy dog. He would just like curly Q through my fingers and everything. It was awesome.
I have a female that's the same way.
Yeah. And now I've heard, especially with the king snakes, when you go to breed them, it's better to breed them in groups because they are notorious snake eaters. The likelihood of the female eating the male is very high.
I don't know anything on that, but I would not be surprised.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was gonna ask, have you done any like digging into that? Because that's what I've heard.
I can see the Mexican black kings being that way. They are, I would say, out of all the king snakes, the Mexican black king snake I have rivals my false water cobra as far as food aggressive.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And now that you're falsy, that's a whole nother ball game. Like,
right.
You're kind of
he's my lap snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold him out and just hang out with him. That's
cool.
That is.
Really he does not like my wife though.
Yeah, they have. Some snakes are just very temperamental about people. I will say that. Yeah, I'm sure the chat can attest to that. They got one or two snakes that are like, I don't like that person, and I'm gonna tell you about it.
It's funny because it doesn't matter if I'm sitting down with him or standing up. If she walks by, his hood comes out.
Oh wow, yeah. It's gotta be the perfume or something.
Right.
Something about that scent just isn't it. But that's great. Yeah, I'm an avid animal fanatic. So you know, anytime that we talk reptiles and different snake species, I'm always like, let me get my eyes this big and let my brain turn into a sponge. I want to take all the information in so I have it. Like, you know, I can nerd out about it really hard. So it's a lot different because I'm exclusively ball pythons right now. So I have no other species of snake right now. So it's getting people in that have different species and can talk a little bit about these different avenues and different comparisons that we kind of draw to, hey, how does their food response look? How does their, you know, their husbandry look, you know, enclosure wise and everything like that? Are they more arboreal, semi-arboreal? Like, you know, obviously a lot of python species are, a good amount of them are ground dwellers. So, you know, and you get that a lot with some of the other, you know, colubrid species and such. So are you more like humidity wise? Do you have to do like constant checks? Or are you just kind of room humidity?
The only humidity I pay attention to is my mangrove snakes.
Okay.
The rest of it, I don't. I keep a large enough water bowl, and usually in my king snakes especially, I keep a humid hide.
Gotcha. And it just, I mean, it dials it in perfect.
Yep. I usually set the humid hide in between their cool spot and warm spot, so that warm spot gets that humidity going inside the box.
Yep. That's awesome. Now I know that when I had my Mexican Black King, I'm a creature of habit. So with ball pythons, I always missed a couple of days leading into their shed cycle. So I always like when he would be in there and I'd see him blue up a little bit or gray up a little bit, I'd missed his closure down. Is that something that you do or something that you don't have to do because of how dialed in your systems are?
Right. Yeah, I don't do it.
Gotcha.
And what's funny is that when I have sheds, based on the shed, if they didn't tear it or break it, I have Ziploc bags of at least one shed of every snake, shed.
That's a smart place to be, though.
Right.
Keep them back for any type of genetic testing that may come about in the future when you need it. So that's a smart.
My big male Honduran milk snake, I took him to a guy we were going to breed once, and I was told mine was a female, and he put it in with his male, and they started fighting. He's like, "That's not a female." I'm like, "Well, okay."
Yeah. I'm sure. Everybody's had their fair share of runs with something like that. Get a missexed animal, and you're just like, darn it! Like, okay,
right?
I gotta shift perspective a little bit. Like, okay, I gotta buy.
I was excited too because he's pretty.
Yeah. So now it's like, okay, do I buy another one? Might have to.
But yeah, that was funny. Let me see. My gray bandeds, normally, like you talked earlier about being food specific, most of the time they're like lizard eaters or other snakes in their native habitat. Yeah. So the alternate craze, if you ever go down that hole, is pretty nuts. I think they even tried to make a movie about it one time. I mean, there's like a 2-week period in late summer where it has the rain season there in West Texas. Mm-hmm. And then there will be a bunch of herpers that flock there just to find that snake.
Yeah.
Not even keep it, just to find it. I've known guys buy land there specifically just to look for those things.
Wow. Yeah.
Right.
That is cool.
Right.
And you said they're lizard eaters in their native habitat. So what type of lizards are we talking? Like grass lizards and long-tail lizards, or
like fence lizards, skinks, collared lizards, desert spiny lizards, whatever, geckos.
Yeah. That'd be wild. You're like, oh, I bought these geckos today. They're all tiny and this big, and they're like, yeah, it's food for my snake. Right. You know how many gecko people would probably lose their mind,
right?
If you walk into an expo and you're like, I gotta have one focus. I'm buying geckos today. And they're like, oh, what are they for? I'm feeding a king snake. They'd be like, what? Wait a minute.
Not our geckos.
Yeah, like no way. Yeah.
Now, fortunately, again, with these snakes, like the first one I bought was from a guy named Todd out in California, and it was off Morph Market. So he had a good review, and this snake has been awesome. He's had it. You have to get them switched over to rodents, and sometimes that can be a pain.
Yeah.
And I have never had an issue with any of my gray bandeds eating rodents. So again, that goes back to the breeders knowing what they're doing.
Yeah, doing their work. Now, food source wise, are you more mouse, or are you more like African soft fur, or like what's your rodent of choice?
Usually it's a mouse, but I switch between mice and rats because rats are higher in fat. So based on if I have a snake that looking a little thin, I'll get a rat to throw in with his mouse.
Okay.
So yeah. I try not to keep it specific as far as rodents. I mean, because getting rodents, sometimes they can not have a supply.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If you're not breeding your own, having to rely on external sources, can be problematic, especially like local pet shops. They tend to run out quite often.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now I know that there's not that many reptile guys in here. I was like, I know
Right.
because I know most of them. Like, I walk in there and I'm just kind of shopping around. I'm like, hey, what's your guys' mouse quantity look like? Well, how many mice do you have? And they'll be like, oh, we have like 3, and we just got them today. And I'm like, you got a whole truck and you only have 3? Yeah, they were in here waiting for us. And I'm like, who is doing this? Because oh my gosh, they walk in and they buy up all your rodents. It's wild. It's just
Right.
they're spending gobs of money, I would imagine.
That happened to me Friday. They were out of mice.
Yeah,
So I had to get rid.
Probably just had their truck probably the day before, and you're just like, what? I one day, and they're just gone. It's like,
Normally I order from Rodent Pro, but my local reptile store, I'm on a first name basis with the owners, so
there you go.
I try to show some love to locality.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you can buy local, stay local, right? It's
right.
pour back into the community that pours into you for sure.
I'm telling you, he has poured into our community. He started out small, and he has grown. Actually, I think he just bought Morph Market.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. That's how. Okay. And he has
big scale.
Yeah, he has 2 shops in our area, and one specializes in fish, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
The other one is reptiles specifically, and he used to have a small reptile zoo, but
nice.
I don't know what happened to it. I think funding kind of fell short.
Listen, zoos are like all the craze. I would own a zoo in a heartbeat. That's my dream.
No kidding.
I tell everybody, I'm like, and it's not even for the reptiles, because I could have an alligator like tomorrow. I just call a couple people and I could have one. I want a giraffe so bad. I'm like, I kill everybody when I say that. I'm like, they're like, what? I'm like, yeah. Walk out on your back porch and just giraffe over the trees, just hanging out in your backyard. I'm like, that'd be just awesome.
Right.
I don't know.
Give him some eucalyptus leaves.
Yeah, something. Feed him carrots. You're just like, hey, what's up? How you doing?
At the zoo here, they have them, and my grandson loves to go and feed them. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's cool.
Big old long tongue.
Yeah. Now, so we have 2 zoos that are we kind of split the difference between the 2. And I've been to both, right? So I've done the experience at both of them with the giraffes. One of them, they actually have the giraffe bring their head down to you. And the other one, you walk up on this platform and you're like eye to eye with the giraffe.
That would be cool.
That one's really cool. And I'm like, I just want to pet you so bad, but like they're so head shy, like you can't get near their face without them like freaking out and running away.
Right.
So like there were some kids and they kept like trying to reach up and pet, and that they just bolted. It was crazy.
So cool to see.
Yeah. But anyway, back on our original tangent there. We kind of got deterred for a second about some zoos.
I used to have close to an alligator at a Nile monitor.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, they're pretty ferocious at times. I mean, I'm not going to lie.
A lot of work with him. I could let him out and he'd walk around the house and he'd sit on my lap. A lot of work with him, but eventually he got too big and I couldn't provide what he needed. So I ended up rehoming him.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know that they get, I call them dinosaur puppies, like any like bigger bodied lizard, Asian water monitors, the Nile monitors, the, mangrove monitors, like all those, tegu lizards, even like they get such big bodied, and they literally, you can keep them just like any, they have rooms, and like, they're like dogs or cats, you just have their, and it's the same way with tortoises too. If you free range a tortoise in your house, you just have their heat source.
We had one.
And their food, and you're good. Now, quote me if I'm wrong. Tortoises are uber destructive. True or false?
Not ours. We had a sulcata for about 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
She got to be probably 75 pounds.
Oh.
Probably a foot. It was costing us probably at least $100 a week in greens just to feed it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, that'd be just wild. Just having to, constant turnaround. You're just buying kale and spinach and cabbage and lettuce.
They're not a Novus pet.
Yeah. I can imagine that's a takes some commitment, takes some knowledge for sure. Because a lot of times you see them at the expos and they're like this big.
Right.
You keep them in an aquarium and they're like all cutesy for a little while, and then they get super huge, super quick, and then it's like, what do we do now? Like now we have this tortoise just walking around our house. So that's
literally what it did. We built a platform with a shelter in it, with a heat lamp all over it and stuff. That was her home, filled with hay and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And it was a box in the corner of our house, and she had free roam. She could go anywhere in the house she wanted.
Right.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Did she like have her own like little litter area where she would like do her business? Gotcha.
Yep.
I know when they get to a certain size, they get so big, they don't move as well, right? So the bigger they get, the slower they seem to become, because moving that weight can take a lot of energy from them. So they don't necessarily do a good job of getting to their business corner.
That's the way. One thing that stands out to me is that we never had a mess on the floor that we had to clean up. She was that trained.
Wow, that's good. That's really good.
That's all my wife's doing. I didn't do the tortoise thing. She did.
Yeah. And it is cool that you have somebody, a partner in life that will let you do those like things, let you pursue those passions while she does her passions too. And they kind of they line up, which is awesome.
Absolutely. She's even had her own snakes, king snake. She had an Apsicola king snake for a while.
Nice.
An adult female. She was a retired breeding female.
That's cool. So she bought it. It was already big. She was like, let's buy an established one. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that is cool. I know that when I'm ever like shopping on Morph Market or anything like that, I'll get a wild hair and say, okay, I'm not gonna look at ball pythons today. I'm gonna look at other stuff, and I'll just get to looking, and then I'm like, oh, if I had the space,
right.
I'd have a house full of stuff I probably don't need, but just awesome stuff.
When I got out on my own, that's exactly what I did. I went out and got like 5 or 6 snakes, couple lizards. I think I had 20 tarantulas at one time.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And so then I got, after a long while of keeping that stuff, I settled in that colubrids are more my thing.
I got you. Yeah.
Eventually, I think we have 1 tarantula now, and that's my wife's. She has a Mexican red knee. She got it when it was like the size of a pinhead.
Yeah.
And now it's probably baseball size.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm not a tarantula person myself, but I respect them enough to say, hey, that's cool. It's just not for me. I can't do the arachnids. Now the little jumping spiders, those are little cute things, and
those are.
You catch them all the time. They're doing their little dance and stuff, and it's cute. I couldn't keep them because I feel like I would fail as a keeper, and that's my biggest thing. I want to have the knowledge before I ever make the attempt of having the animal. So, I've taken in some reptiles in the past and rescued, rescue effort on some stuff, and it just not make it. And it's at no fault of the animal because it came to me already, in bad condition. So I did everything, all the research, did everything, poured into it. And once it finally started to stabilize is right. Typically when they go through that final, okay. And then they just, they don't make it, which is just, it's rough. So I understand kind of where you're at with, you're like, I don't want to rush to breed because I don't have all the knowledge just yet.
Yeah.
It's that unfamiliar territory. that too. Yeah. I was going to say it's a big one with making room for it.
Because from my understanding, they don't fly off the shelf.
I surprisingly enough, no, but it's because it's such a cultivated market, honestly.
Yeah.
The people who are aware of them as great pets, it's very limited and it's usually typically people who have other species.
Right.
Typically.
Right.
So,
Hmm. My hardest lesson to learn that I learned as far as snake keeping was one time I bought a central banded snake. I think I got that right. And it was primarily a centipede eater. And I hadn't done my research, and I thought, man, I bought it down in Arizona, I think. I just thought it was a beautiful snake. I bought it. I tried feeding it like, small rodents and stuff with no interest. I literally had to go out and catch centipedes in my area.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Yeah.
For a year and a half, I did that. But when winter came around and I couldn't find no more centipedes, yeah, it was a tough lesson.
Yeah.
Never again. Beautiful snake.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and now you know moving forward.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I've acquired that knowledge, and now I know that that's something I don't want to get back to. And I'm sure plenty of people in the chat, if you guys could drop a comment in there, name an animal that you got on a whim and didn't have all the knowledge when you got it. But let's get this. Let's see how many different animals we can pop out over here out of the chat.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, let's see. Let's see what
we've all done it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I gotta get that.
I've done it. I had a veiled chameleon. I was probably fresh off of having like 3 snakes and a leopard gecko. As all the more reptiles I had at that time. I got a veiled chameleon. And I was like, oh, let's do that. That sounds great. No. Nope. They are such a high maintenance animal.
Right. Yeah. I know I'd love to have a Jackson's chameleon, but just because, like you said, the requirements to maintain them, and they're very sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm like, nah.
You're right. Yeah. It's like, hey, I got to run mister systems. They have to be on a certain type of water that comes out of those mister systems. If for any reason, if you're keeping multiples, you got to make sure you have dividers between your males, because even if they can even see a fraction of another chameleon, they will lose their minds.
Right.
And males are so aggressive to each other. I'm like, oh my gosh.
They're so awesome though.
Yes, absolutely. I always like the panther chameleons because they have such color.
Oh my gosh. Right.
So I've always
been get so big.
Yeah. So, and like you said, the Jackson's chameleons, because of how they're like one of the biggest, and they have the horns and everything, and it's like, oh, it's so awesome. But then you're like, I wonder what it'd be like if I put that thing on my arm.
I don't think it's I think you could probably agree. I don't think it's that we couldn't keep them. It's just that knowing our schedules and stuff like that, we wouldn't have the time to invest to do that.
Exactly. Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And with them, just about any high maintenance animal, I would imagine, if you work a day job, you're limited. You're limited. So you need to have systems in place that supplement for your downtime when you're not available for that animal.
Right.
If I'm sitting there all day with it, if I work from home and stuff and I have my chameleon, right here, I can make sure I'm misting every couple hours or so and be all right. But I don't work from home. I'm gone, anywhere from 10 to 12 hours every day almost. I would have to have just like a heavy hitter system just in order to support that. So it is definitely something to consider. If you guys do ever decide you want to jump into another species, make sure that research happens. That research phase.
Yeah.
Food source. Like you said, food source. You got to make sure you have that food source down. And then you got to make sure you have the knowledge on the systems you need in order to take care of them. And definitely get crafty. Like you said, you hand built those mangrove snake enclosures, which is, you got to be.
That's the funnest part of doing that stuff.
Yeah. You got to be an innovator, right? You got to be an innovator
Right.
and look at something and be like, I wonder, let me try that. And then it works. And then you're just like, yes, yes.
I had a brief moment where I got into some venomous snakes, and
Oh,
I had a custom built enclosure for my Western Diamondback, and it was pretty awesome.
yeah. Okay. So you talk venomous. We haven't had any venomous keepers on here yet. So throw out some information about venomous snakes because we don't get that often.
The only ones I've had were pretty much native, nothing like, crazy, but I had a Western Diamondback, a Western Massasauga, and a Copperhead.
Okay.
I had a young Copperhead, and it was pretty cool. I mean, the challenge with Copperheads is that they're not, they like to eat frogs and locusts or cicadas.
I got you.
Right?
I got you. Okay.
And they're not really rodent eaters. As a matter of fact, I had a fence lizard that I had put in there with it to feed it to it. That didn't happen. They became friends.
That lizard was just living. He's just chilling.
Right?
Yeah. That's cool.
I literally caught the lizard laying on a log and the Copperhead right over the top of him laying down. I was like, come on, you guys. This wasn't how that was supposed to go.
Yeah. Those make the best pictures ever, though. When you take.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got it.
Like, look at
I
this.
got it.
Yeah.
I think the day I did that to put the lizard, I said, I had the intention of feeding this lizard to this snake. That didn't work. And then shared the picture.
That's great. That's good. Yeah.
The Massasauga those were pretty easy to maintain. I mean, they were quick to eat rodents. And same with the Western Diamondback. Both those were young.
Gotcha.
I caught them when they were young.
Yeah.
But they were good eaters.
Yeah. Now, did it require with venomous and everything like that? You hear a lot of you have to have your hours in, right, with a venomous keeper and everything like that. Is that a regulation that you had to adhere to because they were, or is that more for foreign venomous species?
More for foreign.
Okay.
Because here in Kansas, this is what happened. I had in-laws call the police and saying I had threatened to throw them on people. So the police came with, animal control, and I let them in. We talked about it, and they said, it's not against the law to have them. It's against the law to have them in the city limits. So if you can, we'll give you 2 weeks to relocate them. Gotcha. Of course, I didn't know anybody who was going to keep venomous snakes.
Right.
So I ended up donating them to a facility for anti-venom.
Gotcha. Yeah.
University, I think, in Indiana, I'm not sure where it was.
Hey, that's where we're at. We're in Indiana. Yeah.
Right?
Yep. So what part of Kansas are you located in?
About 30 miles east of Wichita. Southeast Kansas.
Okay, yeah. So you're not too far from where I got an uncle who lives in Coffeyville.
Okay, yep. That's about 45 minutes.
Yeah. He's down there. He hops back and forth between Oklahoma and Kansas because it's like right there. So
right,
you get a lot of travel that way. So
I love Herpin, Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Everybody's like, if you're going Herpin, Oklahoma's great.
Yep.
And I'm like,
right.
I've been through Oklahoma. I've been to parts of Oklahoma, obviously not very far into Oklahoma, but it's just flat. It's so flat. Like, and whenever you go like hiking or like, perusing around and stuff like that, it would not be easy. It wouldn't be difficult to spot stuff, I would imagine. Right. It would be very, very easy and very convenient. Now I know that when I go herping up here in Indiana, you're like, hey, climb down this embankment, walk this creek line, flip this rock, and I hope the water level's not too high because it'll sweep you away.
Right.
Better not be raining that day because everything's going to be slick and covered in moss. Like, it's like, yeah. So we deal with that quite a bit. But all in all, I will give credit to being up here. You don't get much as far as things that are meant like that are going to harm you as much.
Right.
There are some isolated instances of some venomous snakes, but not crazy amounts. And there's no like major predator that you're going to come across, maybe a bobcat, maybe. Or
Kansas is similar.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we're just too far north. But like I said, we have some isolated instances where some like cotton mouse get up that way and stuff like that because they are kind of riddled along the southern part of Indiana pretty heavy. So every once in a while you'll get the ones that drift up a little bit further during the warm months and stuff. So I've always have it out for turtles, man. Them snapping turtles. Whew, they get a hold of your shoe or something. You're going fishing or something, and you're just like out there fishing, and then you're like, oh, look, I pulled in a turtle. Okay. It's like, okay, now I got to fight this thing to get the hook out.
That's a fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you got to hope that they didn't like swallow that thing. And sometimes, I hate to say it, but sometimes they'll just cut it and then they'll sit that thing in a bucket and hope it spits it out. They're like, spit it out.
Right.
Please. Come on. Like, I don't want to take you home. I want to cut you loose again.
There's a guy out in California that has a reptile channel, Clint's Reptiles.
Okay.
You know, he has a pet snapping turtle.
No kidding.
He'll sit in his lap. He can pet it and everything.
Oh, no. Nope.
Every snapping turtle I've met will bite your freaking face off.
Yeah. Anywhere near their face, they're take finger off instantly. I got a few people that I know that said, "Hey, look, snapping turtle," and they always take the ring finger. It seems like, and I'm like, "How do they get your ring finger?"
That is a good question.
Like that's the only finger that like they'll be missing half of the ring finger, and they're like, "Yeah, I lost it to a snapping turtle." And I'm like,
"That's weird.
Why that finger?" It's like that's the finger you stuck in his mouth. Like
that's probably my biggest fear. Why I won't go noodling.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. You know, you're down there, you're hoping you're going into a catfish and you're right in a turtle mouth. Like,
right. No, thanks. I'll pass.
Yep. And I mean, and from now you're in Kansas. That's a pretty big thing that happens down there in Kansas. You know, they do a lot of noodling down there.
Yep. So fortunately, we don't have any alligator snappers. We just have the common, so they don't get near as big.
Right. They still pack a good punch, though. I will.
Oh yeah.
Say that. So I pulled in a couple of painted turtles. Once painted turtles get like to full grown adult size, they're fast and quick to take a fishing lure. But they're so quick with it. But yeah. It looks like we had a couple of other comments pop in. One of them that really stood out was, how do you treat mites? Say you get a bad case of mites, especially for like wild caught stuff that's coming in colubrids. How do you go about that? Because permethrin is the typical that we use for a lot of other reptile species, but it's been known to kill colubrids. So
I have never had a mite issue.
Okay.
But I am nerdy on maintaining that I don't.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
like my bull snake, when I first caught him, I kept him in a tub in my basement.
Oh yeah.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Had him on towels, bowl of water.
Paper towels. That way you could spot it out and see if there was anything.
Yep.
I gotcha.
But if I had a mite issue, I would go to. I have several resources that I would go and inquire about. Okay. But I've never had to treat for it, so I couldn't honestly give you a solid answer.
I got you. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I was just curious. It is something that does stand out, you know, curiosity, because of what your typical treatment is in ball pythons, being that they're a bigger bodied snake and they're not so susceptible to certain things that colubrids are. So you kind of you treat things a little differently. So I figured we would ask. But yeah,
it's a good question.
Yeah, I mean it is something to kind of look into. So if anybody maybe knows, you know, that may keep some colubrids as well, you know, throw that in the comments.
If you have any pet snakes, I mean, the commenter, if you have any pet snakes, I would reach out. You know, if you bought from a breeder, your breeder might know.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good option. It was actually Carl. He's commenting from work.
Ah,
he was
that's a good.
he was like, let me throw in a little
Yeah,
piece there.
he got me. Got a good one.
Yeah. He does. He always comes out with them head scratchers. You're like, I don't know that off the top of my head, but I'm gonna dig into it because
I like that
the
though.
gears turning. Yeah,
Keep
for
us
sure.
on our toes.
Yeah. So now, when say you get to a place where you're comfortable breeding, are you exclusively going to just do the kings, or are you going to go and like maybe do your pine snakes or your bull snakes? What are you thinking?
My number one goal would be my gray bandeds.
Okay,
King.
I got you.
They're my favorite. That's
Yep.
probably my favorite king snake.
Yep.
And I have, 2 males and a female.
Yeah.
So, and then second would probably be my bull snakes.
Cool.
But
Yeah, like
one of the reasons. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say mainly because of you saying that they're a display animal. Well, that's what would stand out the most to me, as far as like bull snakes are concerned. Being I can put them on display and knowing that there's a market for that. That you can be like,
Yep.
You could tell people like, hey, hey, I'm at the show. I'm selling bull snakes and king snakes, and these bull snakes are going to be the best pet that you could imagine because it's going to be right up at the front. It's going to be showing itself off. You're going to be able to look over there and see your snake and be proud of it being your snake, kind of thing. So I see the appeal. I can see the appeal.
Yep. It is. Sure. It's cool.
Yeah.
I was going to say, they are naturally, from what I understand, diurnal. They like to be out during the day.
And that's a benefit too.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, as opposed to a ball python that doesn't really turn on and get active until about 7 p.m. or when the lights turn off, yeah, absolutely.
Right. Or king snakes that just want your attention when they're hungry.
Yeah. That's like cat behavior right there. That's 100%
right.
what that is. You're like,
where's my food, human?
yeah, feed me. I'm in charge. That's great.
My favorite though is probably my false water cobra.
And I now some people do breed them in the future, and is that something that maybe could pique your interest?
No.
No. Too much to do that.
I think there's enough people out there that breed them that it's not something I get into.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mine is a Kyle Wilson stock. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's one of the
Nope.
top guys.
I don't know falsies like that. So yeah, it's not like high on my list of snakes. But
out of all my snakes, he is the most intelligent, inquisitive that you can just see and observe.
Yeah, like where he's at, you can actively see him like thinking.
Yeah,
you can just spot it out. That's cool. That is really cool. Yeah.
And I take him out, take him outside, set him in my chair, and there's times when I'm in my chair, he'll curl up right in my lap and just sit there. And sometimes I'm thinking, is he watching TV?
Absolutely.
No way.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's like, I really like Jersey Shore.
Right.
Something like I don't know.
He'll let me scratch his chin and stuff. There's times I'll even just caress his neck. And you know how snakes get sensitive about his head.
Yeah.
Their heads, not this one.
That's awesome.
But I've taken him out so much and handled him. To me, that's the biggest thing. It's just how many times you put your hands on him.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you get some cantankerous stuff every once in a while if you go like a couple of days between and things like that. So they can be kind of touch and go at times. I got a GHI female. She's getting a little broody. I'll just say that. She's getting a little broody. She was
right at that time of the year.
Oh yeah, 100%. She just shed for me, and I'm seeing some swelling going on in her midsection and everything. And I'm like, okay,
right.
I think
that explains it.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I was like, I I had to I pulled her tub out, was getting ready to offer her food, and she was already right there, like just sitting. And I'm like, I can't even get in your tub because of where you're at. Like, because she's
Your first move better be a rodent.
right. She's over here. I think that tub right there is where she's at. And she was I'm standing right here, and her head's right here. And
Locked in.
As soon as you pull that tub out, because obviously you stick your fingers in underneath and slide it out, she's right here in your face. And I have the rodent over here. And I'm like, you're going to miss. I know you're going to see this and you're going to miss and you're going to get me. So I pushed her back and kind of stepped to the other side and then came in the back way. And I was like, okay, at least if you're going to hit me, you're going to hit me back here, not in my face.
Right.
I was like, I'd much rather not take a face strike. And I know that she's going to be the snake that gets me. The next bite I take is going to be from her. I know for a fact it's going to be her.
My bull snake got me. The wild caught male.
Yeah.
Dropped the rodent down in there, and he came at it full force and got my hand.
Yeah.
Drew blood. Like, you little punk.
Now,
calm down.
As far as their teeth go, do they have pretty sizable teeth, or are they pretty average?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Kind of feels like the rough side of some Velcro, and then the two little pin pricks that really get in you good.
I mean, if you had a full adult size, it might be a little painful, but it wouldn't be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, get off of me. Yeah. Not like Burmese or reticulated python, like big mouth snake bite.
Right.
Where it really takes a chunk out of you. Or
rip your flesh off.
Yeah. Or the green trees, the green trees with
yes.
Hmm.
Those things are scary.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever want to take a bite from one of those. Anybody that's ever taken a bite from a green tree, how did that
Let us know.
I'm curious,
right?
Because it couldn't have been pleasant. Them teeth are like
Yeah.
So and I know most of the people in the comments are a good amount of them are ball python people. So, but yeah, if you guys have ever kept any other animals or anything like that and gotten bit by something, what's the worst bite you took? I will say, you don't think about it, but crested geckos, they clamp down. They clamp down pretty hard. I'm just saying, you get them, you get them agitated enough, they're going to lock down, and that does not feel the greatest. Especially when they get a hold of the skin of your finger. We'll just say that.
Latch on.
Yeah, and then you're just like, they're dangling off the end of your finger, and you're just like, really? Come on now. Come on. But yeah, overall, this has been awesome. This has really been a cool little conversation. I don't ever get to solo much, so it's been different for me. But
cool.
But yeah. I know that Carl's probably got a million other questions, and he's gonna be like, man, you should have asked that or this or that. But,
right. Yeah, I'm not by any means any expert or, a top keeper or anything. I love the community. I love reptiles, and
that's awesome. Yeah.
I like connecting with people who love the same thing.
For sure. And
the ball python, go ahead.
I was saying that we when we do this show, the biggest thing that we promote is community, right? People reinforcing people and the passing of knowledge, whether it be the most simple of simple fact or the most elaborate thought out scientific term, doesn't matter. Knowledge is knowledge, and we all can thrive with a little bit more, right? So pushing it forward, developing the community, and getting us, more well-rounded and stronger as a group means that we're going to do phenomenal. So,
it's when, as a keeper, the more time you spend with each one of your snakes or lizards or stuff, the more in tune you get with their personality. I have 15 snakes, and I know how each one will respond if I go to their cage and pull them out.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I know that when you start to scale up, right? So you start to get beyond a certain number, you start to lose that sense somewhat because you start to generalize a lot.
Right.
And because it's the same species, you start to say, okay, based off of this, I have a good ideal, good baseline of parameters. But you always have those onesie twosies that are like, hey, I broke the mold. I'm different.
Right.
Let's be different. Oh, Carl hit back in the comments. He said a fox lit him up. So he got bit by a fox.
Yeah.
That would. They got such narrow mouths and their sharp teeth. Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be painful.
Wouldn't be pleasant.
I'm sorry, Carl. Bad fox. Did you at least get a? Go ahead.
He said he never kept one. I never kept one though. So he got bit in the wild. The wild fox got a hold of him.
Good thing it wasn't rabid. I was gonna say, did you get a scarf or anything at least?
Got a tail. Got its tail. Right. Like, he's got a keychain.
Had a nice new scarf, foxtail.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Val, you're absolutely right. Unless you live in the snake room, like you do.
Right.
Val lives in he lives in his snake room. I'm not even kidding.
There's nothing wrong with that.
He lives in his snake room.
There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes snakes make better friends than people.
Yeah. Yep. Mrs. G. Paul said snake Cresty got bit. Yep. She got bit by
I have no doubt.
No, I'm not dismissing it. They're amazing pets and they're so easy to keep, right? They don't require a lot of input versus output, right? But oh my goodness, if they are just having an attitude-filled day, they get a hold of you. You know they were there,
right?
You know they were there.
We have a leopard gecko, and with that big old noggin, I could see that if it bit one of us, it would probably be a little painful.
Yeah, pretty close to the same as far as because they have like the same similar concept as far as their ridge plate because they have the two plates and then the teeth in between. If they get a hold of you, man, they clamp down real good. It's gonna you'll feel it. I got currently have 4 leopard geckos in the house because I have children who refuse to not have reptiles that are their pets, right? They have to have their own pets. Yeah, I'm like,
awesome.
You guys could have. I could put a snake in your room. Like you could have your own pet snake. Like I got those for days.
But Dad, you already have those. We want something different.
Exactly, and that's what they said. And so we had 3 leopard geckos, and then my youngest daughter, she was like, I don't want a lizard. I think I want a fish. And I'm like, okay, I'll get you a fish. So I have a bed of fish in her room, and the bed of fish is cool. Little female bed of fish. She swims up, swims around, kind of does her little back and forth thing. She's real cool. And then she got to about 2 weeks later, and she was like, Dad, I want something I can hold. I can't hold a fish. It's a look at animal, not a touch animal. And I want a touch animal. And I'm like, okay, well, let's go pick out a lizard because I'm not buying hamsters.
Right.
So I was like,
have snakes loose trying to find this hamster.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, hang on, I got it. Right. It got out. I got it. Watch. Cut a snake loose. 2 or 3. Like, oh, we found it.
See right there in the belly?
Yeah. See, look. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. That's wild.
Right.
But yeah, so I ended up with some leopard geckos, and I've had leopard geckos and crested geckos in the past. Like I said, we did the chameleon thing. I rescued a tegu for a little while. Mexican Black King. I've had a lot of different stuff, but currently I've been heavy focus on my ball pythons, just really trying to narrow that in and get that breeding going. And it's working. It's coming along nicely overall. But I'm always a nerd for other species. Big time.
Right.
Big time. Right. I would have them all if I could, for sure.
My dream snake is an Eastern indigo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But
they're beauties. They're beauties, no doubt.
Yep.
No doubt.
I'll settle for my Mexican Black King for now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. They still got good. Mexican Black King still got good iridescence on them. It's okay. It's all right.
Right.
Yeah, they still glow.
I remember I was watching a video. I said somebody said that it's a Mexican Black King was a poor man's indigo.
There you go.
I'll take it.
Right. We have those terms floating around in the ball python game too, because there's a poor man monsoon project that people have,
Right.
because the monsoon projects are pretty hefty price wise. But
I guess the ball pythons I just completely missed it. I don't know. I have a friend in town who's got a parent who bred them. Matter of fact, I bought my rack from him when he used to breed ball pythons. It's just something, I don't know. King snakes drew me.
Absolutely. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, absolutely. Everybody's got their thing that like hooks them, right? That sets the hook. And ball pythons always, because they're such a well-known and such a like established market, that there's so many different color fades and palettes and morphs and this and that you can pull from, that it appeals to like the masses, right? And that's why people are so streamlined into ball pythons typically, is because of the availability and the wealth of knowledge that's already present right there right away. So
and most of the time they're pretty docile.
Yeah. So when you get a snake that needs a little bit more work, introductory keepers aren't going to necessarily jump into something that's going to need some work or need something to figure out. They don't want the challenge that, say, an indigo snake would bring, or a king snake would bring, because that takes time to work those snakes in to make them quality pets, for sure. So it's fascinating that, as somebody who kind of jumped in as like, hey, I'm going to start keeping snakes, you were like, hey, I'm going to steer right to the stuff that's a little bit more difficult.
Right.
Yeah, they're like, I'm going to just let me just go this way. Which now I hear that some people, when they jump in, they go corn snake or ball python, right? They typically go, when they go colubrid, they always go corn snake a lot of times, because corn snakes are, again, readily available, a lot of different color palettes, a lot of different variety, and it's not a big bodied snake, right? They're very like shoelace like. They're not even full grown. They're still not very big and sizable like some of those other ones are. So, but it launches you into a whole nother stream of colubrids, right? So typically, whichever way you go. So if you go milk snake, king snake, corn snake, whichever one you choose, it takes you and puts you into that category of colubrid keeping and looking at like elapids and some of those other like different types of species of snake, versus, you go ball pythons, and then you're like, okay, what other python species do I want to touch? You stick, like, it's almost like they kind of like split you into two categories kind of thing. But
I think it was, the biggest thing was, being a kid and going out in the field and keeping reptiles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then reading the books and finding out about king snakes. I think when I came to that point, I had gained enough knowledge to where I was confident that I could keep it. Absolutely. And then from there, it grew to bull snakes, false water cobra, mangrove.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you just kind of slowly started to evolve, right? Evolve into the next level of like, okay, now I know what I'm doing here. Let me see if I can push the envelope, and then let me see if
I'm at a point now where I'm like, I like what I have. I'm not looking to get any more, and I'm not, breeding's an option within the next year or two, and I'm going to consider it, but I'm not in a hurry to do it.
Absolutely. Which that's a brilliant mindset. Don't rush, stick to your guns about learning and getting that knowledge, like you said. But that is cool that because whenever I read, I did a lot of reading when I was a kid too, especially like nonfiction books. So I learned a lot about reptiles and stuff like that, just because I had that crave for knowledge. Whenever I read about reptiles, I didn't read about specifically king snakes, right? So anytime you read the reptile books that we had available, it was always talk about Komodo dragons and like different like
Burmese pythons.
Burmese pythons, reticulated pythons, like the big
Right.
stuff, and or like they would do a small stint on ball pythons, and they do emerald tree boas and green tree pythons. They'd always do stuff that's like flashier and like common stuff that you would see more often. So then when you get up older and you start to like dive in because you're like, hey, this is a hobby I think I want to try. Like I'm curious about these animals because I saw them when I was a kid. I did the zoo to you experiences. I've been to every zoo in the 40, 50 mile radius of where I'm at because I love animals. So then you're just like, okay, what's the right pick? And being that I didn't get that knowledge of like colubrids the way I did about pythons really kind of, I feel like did kind of steer me to course to lean more into the pythons, honestly. So it is kind of a what media is available to you at the time in which you build that knowledge base will definitely dictate kind of how you move about when you start to break out into that next category. Like, well, okay, now it's my turn to start keeping. What do I want? Well, I'm going to go to what I'm familiar with and what I feel like I'm going to be comfortable with. So you pull from that knowledge that you've acquired, and it can take you in different directions, kind of every which way. So
after keeping king snakes for a while, that's when I created the Facebook group, and that took off.
Yeah,
and I didn't create it to like educate anybody. It was more of a community, and then where I could be educated specifically. And man, I've loved every minute of it.
That's awesome.
Meeting the people and stuff. It's we even have a messenger group where we have new keepers come in and we help guide them and give them suggestions.
That's cool. That is really cool.
Right?
Yeah, it's nice. So you hear a 50-50 on the Facebook stuff, right? So you get a lot of the quality community and what it's intended for. Like you're saying, you have a success story. There's some other ones that are not so successful.
Oh yeah,
that are just,
I know.
Yeah, so they really kind of throw you.
Creating a king snake group, you see little divisions in it. Gotcha. And I do my best to keep away or steer clear of that, and no tolerance.
Yeah, absolutely. That's perfectly understandable.
Just like we don't knock someone who's new and learning, we don't knock the veterans who are out in the field collecting.
Yeah, exactly.
It works both ways.
Right. Because there is still a market for wild caught stuff.
Yeah, especially for pure bloodline.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Yep.
It's a different stigma, and a lot of I feel like a lot of people who maybe cast that stigma over the wild caught stuff, maybe they come from a basis of more captive bred stuff,
right?
More readily available to them is the captive bred stuff. So when they hear wild caught, they think, oh no, we can't do that. But like you said, it's for purity, it's for realigning bloodlines, it's for bringing in quality from the wild, not hammering out genetics to a point of where they're so weak in a snake.
And a lot of us who have gotten into the hobby, it started out as us being kids and out in the fields and the creeks and the rivers.
Yeah.
So, wildcat is where we discovered all this wonderful creatures.
right. Yeah. You turned a rock and you said, oh, look at that snake. I'm going to pick it
up. And then when I got to an age where I realized that, you know what? I don't have to keep a king snake out of the wild. I don't have to keep a bull snake out of the wild. I know people who sell them. There
you go. Yep.
So then it became just fun going out and finding them and taking pictures and showing them, hey, look what I found.
Right. Yeah. That's the true definition of herpetology, where you're just going to investigation, because through that there's been a lot of new discovery of different variation in bloodlines and different variations in species and subspecies and things like that. So without that curiosity, honestly, the industry would be so limited. In every direction and in every, like, when you think about it,
every species.
Yeah, you'd be so restricted to just what's right in front of your face that someone else has found for you or something like that. You'd have to follow
Right.
industry standard versus, hey, I'm going to go and I'm going to
Look what we learned.
like let's learn some stuff. And I will give credit to those, those early guys, the early stage guys, Crocodile Hunter, Steve Irwin, and some of those other like big
Behind the doors.
But big time herp guys who are still to this day doing herping all over Africa and Indonesia and Asia and all that stuff. They go on trips exclusively for that. Without them doing that, we would not be able to sit here and have the luxury of talking about all these really cool things.
Right. Absolutely.
Big props to them, and big props to the community that they provide that information to. So
exactly.
Yes, absolutely. Now, so with that in mind, you say that you do like to herp a little bit. What is something that you've come across that really stood out to you in the wild that you found?
Let me see. Probably about 8 or 9 years ago, I had never caught one in the wild. I found a legless lizard, a western glass legless.
Oh, okay.
Right? I took my best friend and his son and his friend out into some fields here that I know of privately. And we were flipping rocks and stuff. It was right after a rain. And my best friend's son flipped the rock and said, I think I found a worm. It's a funny looking worm. And I get over there. I'm like, dude, that's a legless lizard. And yeah, we picked it up, took pictures, and set him on the ground, took natural pictures. And
nice.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest experiences.
That is really cool. And he was fairly juvenile, very kind of smaller.
He wasn't quite a baby, probably, sub-adult. But he had lost his tail already, so something had tried to eat him, so he was missing probably 3/4 of his body. He had a stub.
Gotcha. Yeah. Typically around here, we get those the blue-tailed skinks, the little 5-line lizards.
Right.
So we get a lot of those like all over. So like I go around and I've collected them quite a bit. You get some American toads, some you get some tree frogs and everything like that every once in a while. I plant a garden in my backyard, and I get tree frogs in my garden all the time.
They're so cool.
And I'm where did these come from? like, oh my God. And like when they're little, they're like they blend in so well. With vegetation. Like they're bright green. They don't really start to get that milky, like mossy color until they get a lot larger, like a more adult size. But when they're little, I mean, like that size, they're green as green can be. So like I'll be like cruising around looking for tomatoes or cucumbers or something, and then like one will hop on my arm, and I'm like, "That's a frog.
Where'd you come from?"
like, look at you, that's so cool. And then you like, okay, I'm gonna take you off, and I'm gonna put you back. Like you can't come in the house, not today.
Another cool find was when I was probably about 14 or 15. I was here in town. I was walking down the sidewalk, and I found a horny toad running across the sidewalk. Yeah. And I, as a kid, I heard my dad and parents and my grandparents talk about how abundant they were back in the day, and I had never seen one. So seeing one of those is like, whoa!
Right.
Of course, you can't keep them. I mean, you can, but I think there's only 2 to 3 people here in the U.S. that are keeping and sustaining them.
Right.
But
yeah.
They're pretty difficult.
It's not Third Coast. Carl got called into work. He is in the comment section. So if you want to, berate him in the comment section, go for it.
We need more questions, Carl. Come on, get your brain churning.
Throw me some questions, Carl. Yeah.
Another unique find. This wasn't even a reptile. I always frequented the creeks when I was a kid. And I was down at this one creek here in town, and a full-grown raccoon came up to me and just sat there. And so I thought, well, I know they eat crawfish. So I found a crawfish and went over, and he took it out of my hand and ate it. Nice. And then he followed me home. My mom was freaking out. I said, Mommy's my friend. I kid you not. That raccoon climbed up in the tree in the parking lot and waited there till the next day. And I came out and he followed me all the way back down to the creek. Never seen him again.
Yeah. You brought him home and then you had to take him back to his home.
Right. Right.
That's cool.
Thought that was the coolest thing.
That's cool.
Another time I was, go ahead.
I was going to say, I pulled a raccoon nest out of the attic space. Here, I don't know how that female got up in there, man, but she was a big old broad. She had some size to her, and I had to trap. I trapped her on the side of the house, and then I found all of her babies. So I was like, okay, I gotta put mom and babies back together, and, and I took them away and relinquished them to a rescue, and they relocated
right
and everything. So
did your kids see them?
No.
Okay.
I wasn't doing baby raccoons. I couldn't.
Right. That's what I was about to say.
Nope. They're already so bad because I have a pair of cockatiels at home here, and they're so dead set on those cockatiels making babies and then keeping all the babies. And I'm like, no.
No.
I'm like, if we have baby cockatiels, they're gone.
Right.
Keep our original two, but that's it. Yeah.
Another unique find, I was riding my bicycle on some bike trails, and I found this great horned owl laying in the middle of the trail. He was huge. I mean, he probably stood 3 feet tall.
Wow.
But somehow something had knocked his inner eye out.
Mm.
And so I picked him up and put him in my backpack, took him home, called the park office, and they came and got him. I seen him a year later standing up in a cage, wide-eyed and healthy.
Yeah.
I was pretty excited about that.
That is cool. Yeah, we have a couple of like DNR offices that do like a lot of rescues for the native like predatory bird species and stuff, like owls and the falcons and stuff like that. And it's always fascinating. They keep a couple of them on display in these enclosures and stuff, and just to see them, like they're like, we can never release these into the wild. You know, they were caught, rescued, everything like that. And I think that if I were to change completely, like, and do falconry, that'd be kind of cool.
Look up Dave Sharp.
Okay, I got you.
He does falconry. He's got some cool birds.
Yeah, see, and I not saying I will, but I think it'd be cool. I think it would be cool just to even just to go out and just like see somebody actually like take their birds out and watch them do their little hunting thing, and then watch them like, you know, put them back on perch and everything. I'd be like, that's cool.
Right. Dave Sharp is from England, and he has his own reptile zoo out there. I mean, he's big, and he has his own falconry. They train falcons and stuff, and he's got some pretty cool birds.
Yeah, that's cool. I will say I do like birds. Birds are pretty cool. I grew up. Grandma had cockatoos, parakeets, African grays, parrots. Every bird you could think of, she had at least one, if not two of them, floating around her house all the time. So it was always really cool. So I've always known or been around them enough. So when I got up older and finally said, you know what, I'm going to go non-traditional pet keeping, I was like, I'm going to get into birds. I was like, birds, fish, turtles, just weird stuff. Like, let's just, as weird as it can get, let's go. And when I tell people, I'm like, yeah, I have 30 snakes. They're like, what?
Right.
What do you mean you have 30 snakes? I'm like, yeah, 30 snakes. I'm like, and I probably got twice as many as that in rodents. And they're like, what do you mean rodents? I'm like, rats and mice. And they're like, man, I would hate to come over to your house. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to. It's okay. But that doesn't even scratch the surface. I got plenty of other stuff too.
Right.
They're like, do you have a dog? No. Like, no.
Why would I need a dog? I have snakes.
Yeah, like, right. Why? What do you need? There he is.
Hey, go
Take
home.
him out. Yeah, pop him back in.
So we done good. 83 comments.
Yeah.
Right.
See,
Since I left.
I've been trying to like really throw them in. Like, hey, come on, give us some comments. Like, let's go.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah. Well, sorry guys, but John, you killed it, man, by yourself.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I tried. I was nervous. As you
Yeah.
could
Thank
tell.
you, John.
Yeah. When I get nervous, I start to ramble.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
So I was
I was
listening.
nervous
I had
too.
you guys in my ear most of the time. I caught a good bit of the show for sure. One thing I didn't hear asked is something I really like to ask everybody of any experience level. All right. Whether you're a breeder or just a keeper. What is one very important lesson that you've learned, Brock, from keeping these animals that you think would be a good piece of advice to pass on?
Before you buy, research.
Yeah.
That's a,
Everybody
to me,
says that.
yeah, I think that's a top requirement.
Yeah. Okay. So let's build on that a little bit. One thing other than research, because that's the common answer. I want the
Right.
nitty gritty. What's something you learned the hard way that you don't want to see somebody else do? What's that one piece of advice that sticks out in your mind that you think you need to pass on to people?
Well, it's kind of two. Substrate is preference. Okay. There's no set substrate. Okay. There's no argument. You don't have to argue and fight over that. Okay. Done right, substrate can vary from one person to the next. And the other thing is, if you don't maintain your animals, then you're going to have substrate problems. And that means like my snakes, at least once or twice a week, I'm going through their enclosures, cleaning out waste, sheds, checking water bowls, cleaning water bowls. That has to be done at least twice a week, whether it's one snake or 15 snakes.
Yep.
Or 91.
Yeah, 91
You
snake.
got me beat, Carl. You got me 3 times over there.
Or Val 200.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, them guys that have the big. I don't know how he does it by himself, man. Like,
right?
Woo.
Pure dedication.
Yes.
I will say this too, though.
Snakes.
When you're going in and maintaining your snakes, you're also developing a relationship with them because you're interacting, and then you start paying attention to their behaviors.
Yeah, and that's something I had heard you mentioning, working with your snakes and learning their behaviors, and each one has its own personality. And absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Like the house snakes we have over here, they're a total different animal, so to speak, quite literally and figuratively. They have their own set of personalities, right? And we have 2 of them, and the male acts different than the female.
Yep.
King snake, she's something totally different. She's a character, let me tell you. And then each one of the ball pythons, they're all different.
Yeah.
You know, like I've got one that likes all black rats. I got one that won't touch a black rat. I got a couple that won't touch African soft furs. I got one that thinks she's a mouser, you know.
Listen, I'm sorry. I will say I'm sorry until forever, Carl, on that one.
Well, it's all right, man, because you know, I got her to switch over to rats. She did fine all the way up until after she laid that clutch, and then she went back on food like that, and then she went off, and I'm like, offered her ASFs, offered her different kinds of mice, even tried frozen thawed with her. I'm like, no, I gotta buy mice. You know.
Right.
Yeah. So
she's
back on food now.
Good. Yeah. She was dead set on being a mouser, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
So I can still get her to take her small white rat. I throw her one mouse, she'll eat that. I'll throw her another mouse, she'll eat that. I'll throw her a rat, she'll eat that.
Yeah.
And it has to be the third offering. She won't take it after the second offering. It's got to be the third. She's got to be really in that food set, food mindset.
Yep.
Another thing, Carl, speaking about feeding, again, snakes have personalities. So if one's not eating, don't think the end of the world. I mean, we as humans get to points where we're not hungry.
Yeah.
But
you'll have multiple different things, and I've learned this from breeding ball pythons and watching them go through their cycle. Like if you don't breed one and she's developed follicles and she reabsorbs, a lot of times they'll go off food for a good long bit because they don't need all that nutrients, I think, and at least that's my going theory. That because
they're
they
already full.
They didn't get to go through that cycle and lay the eggs, and they have a big ramp up in feeding cycle when they're on that breeding, when they're developing the eggs and actively breeding. Well, if they don't go through that, they may lay off food for a while, and they've already plumped up in preparation of building the follicles, so they have all that extra calories and extra fat store to burn through.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mrs. G. Paul, I did not spoil that snake. That snake came to me as a mouser, and I flipped it to Carl immediately. That's how that story went. I was only going for the mice. I was going for a colony of mice was all I was going for, and she was like, "Hey, buy these 2 snakes, and I'll give you the whole lot, enclosures included, for a really good deal." And I was like, "Okay." Yeah. And then I flipped it to him. I was like, "Hey, do you want one of these snakes?"
And he flipped me the pictures, and I'm like, "I want that snake before you even touched it."
Yeah, I didn't even put eyes on it, and he's like, "I want that one." I'm like, "All right, I'll go get her, bring her back." I was like, "I only really wanted the mice anyway." I was like, "I can sell the enclosures because they were vision enclosures, so like they were some quality enclosures. I could get those going quick, and they moved pretty quick." The male that came with the other snake that came in, it sat and sat and sat and sat, and eventually somebody took it on a pet deal. But the main focus was just for the mice, and then I worked those mice good, and then I jumped away, and then I came back, and I jumped away, and then I came back. I have a cycle with mice. I don't tend to frequent them too often because they start to I can build them up quick, and then they start stinking, and I'm like, I'm done. Get them out of here. I can get them gone. Like I can't do the mice anymore. Yeah,
I don't like breeding them.
No. I'm not.
We tried.
Yeah, I've got about 1,000 rats between Norwegians and African Saltfords back here. I can handle them, but you give me three mice, I don't want it.
Yeah,
right.
It's a pain. It's such a pain because it's not even that they're hard to maintain, and it's not that their diet's too far differed from the other rodents, but the ammonia.
Yeah,
and you do everything in your power to control that diet so that the ammonia levels are low in your rodents, and you get the Norwegians and the ASFs to keep their ammonia levels down. And it doesn't matter what you do in the mice. You get a male mouse, it's like boop. I'm gonna.
Yeah, we had to. We had to give that up.
How would you help people to understand not to fear or kill snakes in the wild? Some people around here try to run them over or go after them with garden tools.
Break down the stigma.
So people fear what they do not understand is the biggest statement I can give you on that.
It is
99.9% of people that I have come across have said, I just don't like snakes. Even my own mother, right? I just don't like snakes. She grew up working the farm fields, and they had copperheads and cottonmouths and everything else down in Kentucky. And her first instinct was to chop their heads off with a hoe. Right? That's how she survived. Because back then there wasn't a thing like antivenom. There wasn't, you get bit, you were either really, really sick for a long time or you were dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're talking early age.
I remember
back when everybody was farming with utensils, and
that's probably my biggest frustration.
Yeah, she come over to the house, She's like, "You're not going to get him out, are you?" "No, Mom, I'm not going to get him out if you're not uncomfortable." So we sit around the card table. They were playing cards and talking about him for a while, and I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "What's the draw?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, it's something I didn't get a mess with as a kid too much because you wouldn't let me." And now it's not just a regular old plain looking snake. You got all these different things to look at, you know?
Yep. Yep.
And so I was like, if I'll keep the snake over here, but I'll bring one out and show you what I'm talking about. So I pull this snake out and she's like, wow, that's actually really pretty. And I'm like, okay, we'll put that one up and then we'll pull this one out, you know? And she's like, wow, I never knew they could look like that. So she won't hold one, you know, she won't have one as a pet, but she no longer fears being around them in captivity. You know what I mean? She's not going to go out and flip a piece of metal over and go herping or anything, but she's comfortable enough to look at them.
Carl, you've made it farther than I have with my mother.
Yeah.
She won't even come over my house.
Yeah. You have to go to her, right? You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I get. Keep him over there. Keep him over there.
Yep.
I don't want to know. Don't even tell me. She'll pop in every once in a while. My mom will. She'll pop in and watch on the live streams and stuff. And she's like, I had to turn it off. I didn't understand a word you were saying. I was like, I just appreciate the fact that you be willing to turn it on.
Right.
In the first place.
So yeah, I mean, back to the question, it's just education. You actually take the time to talk to people and educate them about them. And once they know a little bit more about them and how they act and interact with people, they lose a little bit of that edge. You know what I'm saying? Or there's what Third Coast Michael, he said,
yeah,
for the people that can't learn.
Yeah, I saw that. I was chuckling a little bit. I was like, oh, he always has a good little banter.
And another thing is too, educating yourself doesn't necessarily mean you have to like them, but then it helps alleviate the fear.
Yeah. And I kind of equate that a lot to like the gun anti-gun conversation,
Yeah,
right?
right.
I would never force somebody that was uncomfortable to pick up a gun and learn how to use it, or
Right.
force them to purposely be around them, right? But I think it's good that everybody has a little bit of a knowledge about them, right? You can't just go off what the politicians say. You have to actually educate yourself because, we'll throw out this little what if scenario, right? Say you're out and you come upon a gun and there's kids around, right? You don't want the kids to get it. You want to be able to be at least knowledgeable enough to collect it, make sure that it's away from the kids, or disarm it if you have to, or you want to be able to be comfortable enough at least to handle the situation, right?
Right.
Yep.
Notify the proper authorities, or say you're in a dire need and you normally wouldn't pick that gun up, but there's a kid going for it or something to that effect, and you need to get a hold of it before the kid does. You take it, you know how to drop the clip out of it, rack the slide, and make sure it's disarmed. I think you should be knowledgeable enough about them to at least do that step, right?
Yep.
Not that you have to go out to the range and then every weekend and play with them or go hunting if that's not your thing.
Yep.
But
for me personally, with my daughter, she's always been around snakes. She doesn't keep any, doesn't have any interest in them, but she's not afraid of them just because I wanted her to have that, knowledge.
Yep.
And I think because of knowing that knowledge and familiarity, she can be outside and come across a snake and not panic.
Yeah.
100%.
Comment.
And there's another good question.
Yeah. What avoid or, pursue distance? Respect distance with a snake is a big one. That'd be the biggest thing I could tell you. If you happen about a snake, 90% of the time that snake's going to be just as scared of you as you are of it initially,
Yeah.
because it's going to take you by surprise because you don't anticipate happening on a snake a lot of times. Most of the time you don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you are intending to go look for them, you don't happen about them with a sense of, oh, okay, that's okay. But bring yourself back down to just a kind of a more, okay, catch my breath. Give me some distance. Let me see with my eyes which way is it pointing? Where's that head at? Where's its eyes at? Let me see its posture. Let me ID what that snake's doing. Is it defensive? Do I need to back away? If I continue a different direction, is that snake going to turn my direction or is it going to turn the other direction? So it's knowing behavior just a little bit, but also distance is the big one that's going to save you a lot of times.
Right.
I think also he's asking, it says, what are some key features to look out for in the wild to determine which snakes to avoid or pursue? Meaning if you are
That's a good
actively
question.
herping,
Okay.
what's one thing that comes off in your mind is, oh, don't touch that. It's, a nope rope, or it's gonna bite me. Or at least have some kind of tool to be able to relocate it and let you be along your way.
Take your snake hook.
Right.
Take your snake hook and have Google on hand be the two biggest tools that you could use with you if you are going out herping.
Right. This is the biggest challenge for me as far as this question, because I could say, venomous snakes have diamond shaped heads, but that's false because water snakes will present diamond shaped heads to look like cottonmouths. So my thing is, be aware of the snakes in your area. Your local state has a state herpetological society. I think most states do. And you can find the snakes in your state and they will show pictures of those snakes. And then you can take those pictures and Google and you can see variations of them. And then you'll know what to look out for when you're out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Plus that minimizes, all the other snakes that you see on TV and stuff. And when you know what's in your area, you know what to stay away from and what not to fear.
Yeah, absolutely. So just like he said, I know around here you can get on the Indiana DNR website and they've got information. I've never personally looked into herpetology or anything like that. They may have a website around here as well.
They do.
But the biggest thing, because like I can tell you what's around here and what I may look for, but that's going to severely differ from what Brock is looking out for.
Yep.
And depending on where you're from, that may differ even yet from what we have as experience. The biggest thing you can do again is education. Educate yourself on everything that's around you. Know the do's and don'ts, because I don't care what the wild snake is. You pick up a corn snake, you flip over a rock or something and you find a corn snake, you just yank it out, it's going to bite you.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, there's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
You see all the unedited videos.
I will say too, Carl, for this last question I was asked, that I've been involved with the local herpetological society here in Kansas, and they do activities. When it opens up in spring and summer and fall, they'll have like 2 or 3 activities for each season. Where they'll go to different parks or wildlife areas, and they'll go and actively look for snakes and take pictures and vouchers and stuff. And that's another good way to get educated. You'll see kids, women.
I know we used to have a program in one of our local parks. They had this little nature walk area and they had this little building that you could go in with all these pictures. And way back in the day, before I could remember, they actually had live animals there of different species that you could find here. So there were things like that. And I imagine there still would be if there was more of a venomous population around here. I think that information would still be out there.
Oh yeah.
It'd have to be.
But I'd imagine also if you go southern Indiana into Kentucky, Tennessee,
Yep.
you're going to have more of that education because it is a greater risk,
Yep.
right?
Right.
Yeah, you get like I said, one-off situations up here with venomous. Not often that you're coming across venomous around here. Most of it's, your standard stuff.
Yeah.
And another thing I wanted to say. Go ahead, Carl.
Go ahead.
Not all water snakes are cottonmouths. Okay.
Bingo. Brown banded water snakes look
Right.
so close to a cottonmouth.
I know. We have, I think the last sighting of a cottonmouth here in Kansas was like 1978. But people will swear up and down they see them all the time.
So the name of the Facebook group that Brock has is Facebook Keepers, King Snake Keepers.
Yeah.
It's on Facebook. On Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook. My brain's a little fried from all the
Keepers.
work I was doing out in the rain.
Shout out to my family and the King Snake Keepers Messenger group. Man, we have some great people in there. We have people from Denmark, Vietnam, all over the world.
Yeah.
It's pretty fascinating.
You don't realize how much reach you get until you actually start putting out to those social platforms. And then you're just like, hey, this is all over the world. Like, I talk to people from everywhere. So.
I know Tina in my group is watching right now. Shout out to Tina. She's from Denmark.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was like June of 24. Me being a ball python keeper, these guys with open arms accepted me into this group because I was wanting for more information on the king snake that I was getting ready to take in on surrender. Like, and it came with limited information. It was a surrender. It was originally a pet store buy, big box store. They didn't even know the morph. They didn't know the sex, which I'm still not 100% clear on the sex because I have no intention on breeding. I just plan on keeping it healthy, right? I did find out that it was an albino mosaic. I showed pictures to several breeders, and they were able to kind of clue me in. And also in the king snake group, they leaned that way as well. And I shared pictures in there the other day of her as this little bitty number 2 pencil earthworm, and then what she's like today. And she's, that big around, and she's, I don't know, 3.5 feet long, so she's come a long way in 2 years.
You kind of take for granted when they're in front of you how much growing they do.
Yeah. I didn't really realize how big she was until I went back and compared the pictures, and I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
Yeah.
I just, for me, I guess this extends from like, I'm really big in the Christian metal scene. And I have a lot of guys that overlap into these snake groups and have been educated. As a matter of fact, there's some guys in that group that are watching tonight who are being educated about snakes. As a matter of fact, the guy who asked that question, I'm willing to bet, lives in the Pennsylvania area and probably is educating himself on the snakes in that area. And it's just, to me, I like to, connect with those people. I like to help these people who are interested in snakes and want to keep them. And like Carl said, he came in with the king snake. We want to do whatever we can to help you take care of that snake. And that's our goal in King Snake Keepers.
Yeah. And you've got a few ball python keepers in that group as well.
Yep.
And some of them have personally reached out to me in private message and asked me questions over the last couple of years. And then like I said, that's exactly what we are about here is community, and it knows no species, right? I may be posed with a question about something that I don't keep, but I'm going to reach out to somebody I know who does.
Exactly. And that's where, even like Tina in our group. She keeps them bigger constrictors. If I had somebody who was interested in those, that's where I'm sending them. If I had
Right.
somebody interested in ball pythons, Carl, you're the man.
Yep. And if I don't know it, by God, I got plenty of friends
Yeah,
with.
I was
with
going to say
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a lot of
more-
depth in that subject.
Yeah.
A lot of depth to that subject there, for sure.
Yeah, and much like you said, I'm going to kind of parrot this a little bit. If I give you advice, that works for me, depending
Yeah.
on where you're at. Like if I'm advising somebody in Oklahoma or Tennessee on husbandry issues, it may not work for you because
Yeah.
what I'm doing here is for, the Midwest.
Right.
That works for my weather, my ambient humidity. All like we have a harder winter than someone say in Texas or Georgia or something like that, and it's not going to translate that well. Down there, like in Florida and stuff like that, you can keep on aspen because
Right.
your humidity is higher, right?
Oh,
I can't do
yeah.
that here as well because aspen molds really fast and I have to add a lot of water to it.
Right.
So it's the cocoa, it's the cypress, it's
And that's where I said earlier that substrate plays a part in that. Know your
Yeah.
environment, know your surroundings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like Val said, community is everything. If you're not following White Feather Balls, you should. He's got some awesome snakes, awesome education.
Cool.
Also, follow him on TikTok as well. He's
Yes.
on Instagram. He's on TikTok. He's on Facebook. Most active on TikTok, though.
Yeah, pop over there and watch him smile and show some snakes off on his TikTok lives
Yeah.
that he runs.
Another big guy about community for sure.
Awesome.
And he's another one that's going to bend over backwards to help you get the information you need.
Yes.
We have enough division going on in this world. We don't need to contribute.
100%.
Yep.
100%.
Oh, I see Ammo as Anthix finally popping in there. Oh, look at that. She
Yep, he's everywhere.
Everywhere.
She waited for you to pop back in there, Carl, before she started getting into them keys.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to play hooky.
Yeah.
I had to play hooky.
A little bit. It's okay. It's all right. Like I said, I was off the head, just as nervous.
Oh, we lost Brock.
Oh no. I bet his phone died.
Possibility.
Yeah. But yeah, that was awesome, man. I really
Here he comes.
Oh, there he is.
We got him
All
back.
Oh, you're good.
That's all right.
Pushing buttons.
There,
I was going to say, don't touch the red button.
I was like, oh, his phone died or something. It had been something crazy. But
Yeah.
But yeah, no, honestly, this is the first kind of not so solo event, but solo event, and it was all right. I don't think it
Did great,
bad.
boy.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good discussion.
I was trying my best to come up with just any question I could come up with. Usually we go back and forth, and he always stems my next question. So it's always like, bah, 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 and we're always like, back is hitting back and forth really good. And I'm like, oh no, now I got to play off myself.
Right.
Like,
Not play with himself, play off of himself.
Yes, right, exactly. Not to be confused.
Right.
We can't get demonetized, guys. We got to keep it PG.
Right.
We still got to make it to the monetized part.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
All right.
Keep the content clean and family friendly, so we can get to that point. But yes, overall, it was awesome. Good.
I appreciate you guys having me on. And,
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to learn a little bit more about different species.
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate you coming on this evening. I just wish I could have been a little more active and joined in the fun as much as John got to.
Hey, listen.
Life happens.
I got plenty of knowledge now. I might have to go buy me a king snake.
Right. Right.
So
Actually, I've got a coworker who has young boys, and they've been talking about getting a reptile, and so we've been talking, and yeah, he's interested in purchasing a snake down the road. So that's pretty cool to see.
nice.
That's awesome. I always enjoy bringing a new keeper into the realm. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh yeah.
And I tell everybody, hey, even if you don't decide to get a ball python, right?
Yep.
Come talk to us, hang out, watch our shows. We have different keepers and breeders in.
Oh yeah.
You'll pick out, educate yourself on other YouTube channels.
Yep.
Do your Google research. All this stuff. You'll find something that fits into your lifestyle, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I have at least 2 or 3 YouTubers that are avid herpers and scientists that I watch daily.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. I'm right there with you. Watching the YouTube shorts and Facebook reels and everything, and you see them like running out, and they'll like flip something over, and it'll be like, ooh. I think the funniest one. Go ahead.
I love the excitement when they find it. Doesn't matter what it is, but it's just the excitement. It's funny. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it don't matter if it's a little newt or a skink or
Right.
a corn snake, king snake, whatever, copperhead. I've seen them find copperheads.
Yeah. The ones that pick them up, they always run the disclaimer. Just because I do this doesn't mean you should do
Right.
this. I am a trained professional. You are not. Please do not do what I do.
Yeah. Now I've got a big snake hook. I've got snake bags. I need to get me one of those buckets.
Yeah.
With the screw-on lid.
Right.
Yep.
Because I have relocated snakes. Only one time in my life has it been venomous, but yeah, it's something that you got to be aware of your surroundings. What are your tripping hazards? How can I go about steering clear of the head? How can I access the tail without you pick it? Without it turning on you or whatever. Snake hook's a definite tool to have for sure.
Yeah, and he said time to pick up a snake hook. Yes, absolutely. Amazon is the place to be with snake hooks.
Abby, can you hand me that snake hook right there?
You're not a herper if you don't have a snake hook.
Yeah, I will. I will advise you, if you're going to get a snake hook, to get a very sturdy one, because you can actually.
Don't get a telescopic.
Don't get one of the ones that are telescopic.
Yeah.
Get you a solid, a solid metal. Snake hook, because
you can always put really cool golf grips on the end of them too. Just saying, that way you guys get a good grip,
so you can actually use this as a walking stick a little bit.
Yep.
This one too.
You use this to flip over rocks or flip over whatever.
Yep.
And so your hands are not in the danger zone.
And my snake hook is not here. It is.
Mine is close to. Go ahead.
Mine is at another home somewhere. I've misplaced it. I honestly, I think I gave it to somebody, and
mine is closest to my 2 orneriest.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
Well, I don't need to use one. I just bought it because I had no idea when I very first started breeding on my own. I didn't want to get in a position where I had a very aggressive, or not aggressive, defensive ball python around the egg. But I've since learned that you don't need that. You just redirect and you touch them from behind, and they shy away, and then you can do whatever you want. So now I just use it to pull out the very bottom tub.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, I don't want to do that golfer's lean. I don't want to have to, crouch down and grab stuff.
Yeah.
I'll just bring it to me.
Yeah,
Bring it to me.
I like to keep my spicy ones not eye level, but more like belly button or knee level. I don't
Yeah.
like it
Right.
on the very bottom because if you're bending over, you end up like G-Paw, get bit in the face.
See,
Right.
that's what I'm saying. That's what the GHI is going to end up trying to do to me one of these days. She is on it. On it.
So I've got a female hypo, and every time I come close to sliding that out, she's
Yeah.
every single time,
Yep.
like mouth open, the whole deal.
Yep.
So
If you guys want, I can get out my Cobra.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes, I want to
only
see
if you're safe
falsy.
handling. Normally we don't condone.
It's a falsy.
like
It's not even a
handling-
real cobra. You said real cobra.
Oh,
It's a false water
okay. I
cobra.
was
Come
gonna
on
say
now.
real cobra. I'm like, holy shit.
He's like, I got a spit
Carl.
cobra. Watch this.
Charles,
Here's the
about
thing
what are you
about
doing to my
handling
channel?
venomous on camera. Here's the thing about handling venomous on camera is your focus isn't 100% on it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And that's very, very dangerous. I will never condone handling on camera because of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
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 I mean,
Well,
it's one thing with people sitting there in the room that are not interacting with you, but you're trying to talk to people all through the camera and you're worried about the phone in this instance. That's the recipe for disaster.
Oh yeah.
Good.
But yeah,
Good
bring up
news
the
is,
false-
good news, Carl. This Cobra is not dangerous.
Just a huge cool shout out. Professor Python's over on Instagram. She is in the comment section on Instagram currently. Jamie, if you would hop over on the YouTube, get into the chat, light them up,
Yeah.
let them know about it.
Post your link, please.
Yes,
Post your link.
post your link. Guys, she is currently in the running for, is it America's Favorite Teacher?
Yes.
Oh.
And she is an amazing teacher, a wealth of knowledge. She is a good person all around. She is up in the running for America's Favorite Teacher, where she gets to interact and have a Skype call with Bill Nye, the science guy.
What? That's
Come on.
cool.
Come on, guys! Right? Yeah, we got to
Yeah,
hype
I
that
think
up.
it's
Hype that up.
actually he puts on a thing for the kids, like the whole school gets
Yeah.
like a
Look-
little convention.
Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Yeah.
I'm gonna blow you up.
This is John, my false water Cobra.
Did you say his name's John?
Yes.
Yeah.
You gave him just a normal name.
Is it with an H or no H?
No H John, right? All the way.
No, it has an H.
Ah, darn. Ah, darn.
But he's a big boy. He's getting big.
Yeah.
He is Kyle Wilson stock. He is one of the most notorious false water cobras breeders in the U.S.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's come from quality then.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, look at him. Look at him. That is a quality falsy right there.
Right. And I'll tell you this. He's so familiar with me. He did eat yesterday, but I know him well enough that he won't be bothered by it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's even posing for the camera. Say hi, John. Click your tongue and say hi.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
We got John White from Mission Morphs popping in.
Yeah.
What's up there, Mr. Mission?
No,
We did-
he's our John with an H.
Yeah, yeah. And Mr. Void over here is John No H. So
Ah, I
if you
see.
ever hear people in the comments saying no H, they're referring to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
John no H and John with an H.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
Yes.
Jamie, go ahead and post up your link in the comments. And people, you can copy it and post it in your browser and go vote for us.
it will make you sign into your Facebook page. That's how you can cast your free vote. It is not a scam. It is not spam. It will not do anything to alter your Facebook page in any way. So just make sure you go in there, log into your Facebook page, send your free vote in. That way we can get her numbers up. There is an option to donate if you guys do choose you want to donate some money to the cause and get the votes in for the cash donations. You are welcome to do so as well.
The tongue is going.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
What are you doing, man?
I'll add in there that you can vote once daily, every 24 hours.
Yes. Yes.
Some days they have your vote counts for 2.
Listen, I'm just
That's cool.
I'm loving this. How he's like so enthused by having his snake out. Man, this is awesome.
Yes, I love this.
That level of excitement, like I will say that's why we love having Val on, because when Val comes out with a snake, he's always got a grin and he's always so happy. And you embody that like, I'm so happy to be here and I'm so happy to have this snake in my hands right now. Like, that is amazing. Like that truly shows you the level of commitment that you have to your animals.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's an honor to own such an awesome snake.
I'm not gonna lie, falsies are really cool. Like, I mean, they are dream list animals for a lot of people.
I call them the South American bull snake.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can see how it's relatable.
Right, right. Because I'll pull out the female. I'm not gonna pull her out tonight because she's got quite a full belly. She had a large adult rat, so her belly's pretty full. But she's the same way. She'll sit in my hands just like this. See, now he's starting. He's been out long enough. Now he's like, I want to explore. Let me get off your lap, Dad. Yeah. But normally, most snakes are head shy. Not this guy.
Yeah, not at all. You're like rubbing his face down.
I have his head cupped in my hand, and he's just like, I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blinded me. I want to see, Dad.
And you can tell he's relaxed and curious because of the tongue flicks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows my smell. Awesome snake. I would recommend, if you have an opportunity to get a false water cobra, spend time with them. They're absolutely awesome, beautiful snakes. It's fun when you tell people that you have a cobra too.
really get them going, right? Yeah.
Right.
You had definitely had Carl go in there for a second. He's like, whoa, wait.
Right.
He's taking out a venomous snake. Oh, wait a minute.
A cobra.
Yeah. Have we figured out how to make moderators on YouTube?
I'm trying to look into that right now.
What is that?
How to make people, like, it's called smurfing people. It basically makes them a blue tag moderator. That way they're able to like post links and certain things in the in the chat. That way it's easier to navigate to.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I got it.
Got it?
I think.
Hopefully. Fingers
Try
crossed.
it now, Misty.
Listen, guys, this is a very big learning curve. We're learning on the go, kind of on the fly. Right. If you would have been here through, like, what I tell everybody is, if you guys have been with us long enough, right? Been around, you saw the evolution of this live stream. It has transitioned from being exclusively Instagram to a trial run with some OBS software, to now we're on StreamYard. We've changed the name of the channel. We've established a solid name for the channel. We've built a new YouTube page. We're kind of evolving as time has progressed, and it's truly amazing that we've kind of started working our way in that direction. I will say that. Yeah. And as of right now, we neither one have missed a full Monday yet. I'll say full
Wow.
Monday. I'll say full Monday because Carl, you did miss part of the Monday today. So
Yeah.
we won't short you for that. You did make it. But yeah, we've been on successfully almost a year. I think we said July, like early July, will be our 1
July
year
we started on Instagram.
Instagram. So yeah,
So I think this is our 13th episode on YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to hear something funny? I shared the link to this to my mother, and she's like, "It says you have 13 episodes. I can't even watch them." I'm like, "Mom, Mom." Of course, I had to go and explain it to her.
Yeah.
It was funny, though. I hope she's not listening. I'm in trouble.
No, never that.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is too much nerding, but I also I keep track. I write down my snakes of what I've had, how long I've had them,
Nice.
like where they're native from, all that
Carl,
stuff.
he's got books. He's got books just like you do.
Yeah.
It's fun. And then when you go back and look at even on their enclosures, I have their, mangrove snake and then their Boyoga dendrophilia melanota, where I acquired it and what was the date.
Nice.
That way, if people ask, I don't have trouble remembering. It's right there on the cage. But I've had my landlord come in with his family and look at my snakes. He had his young boys, and they've got to hold a few. People, I'll take them out in front on my porch or on the street and be holding one, and kids or neighbors will come over and check them out. So I've even taken them to church on Sunday school and educated the kids, and that was pretty
awesome.
cool.
That's awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, you guys, I am going to get off here because I have a early morning at work. But
yeah, you're awesome. Yeah, we usually like to keep it around that 2-hour mark anyway. So you're right on the cue.
Yeah, we're about 2.5 ish today. But yeah, I'll be back at work here probably 1:00 in the morning or so. We got another wave of rain coming.
Of course,
Carl, you don't stop working, do you?
No. Listen. I watched this man literally run a live stream. I got off at 9:00. I was like, oh no, I gotta get off bedtime, right? Gotta hit the bedtime. He ran till like 2 a.m. He had to be at work he had literally had to be at work at 4 that next morning. So he took probably an hour nap if he's lucky, and then went to work. And I'm like, dude, that's not good. You cannot keep doing that.
Yeah, right. And when I got home from work, I cleaned all the rats and I spot cleaned at least half the snakes.
Yeah, see
right?
Man, can't keep
priorities.
Doing that. Yeah,
priorities.
That's right.
Absolutely. Reptiles are high on that list for sure, no doubt.
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
But okay, well, we'll flip the script to you. Any final goodbyes, final says that you'd like to leave with everybody?
Just remember that we're always learning. Doesn't matter how long you've been in it, So I don't think I'm smarter or know everything, but I'm always looking to help. And if I don't know the answer, I will sure lead them to somebody I think that can.
Mm-hmm.
So that shout out to my King Snake Keepers and Facebook group and Messenger and my other brothers and Christian, the heavy metal chat. Appreciate them. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. If I didn't have members, I wouldn't be here.
There you go.
And I appreciate you guys, Lloyd and Carl, for having me here. And I hope this podcast carries on much further.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, man. And like I said, go back and give your experience to your group there. Hopefully we can get a few more keepers to come on and share some real knowledge.
Yeah.
We like it, man. We like conversation with like-minded individuals. We love the community, and we want just to get on here and have a good time.
Okay. Yeah, I might know a few that might be interested in coming on and sharing some.
Yeah, and if you got people that you know that keep different species, that's cool too.
Yep. Yep. Cool.
I heard you talking about falconry and stuff earlier.
Yeah.
That would be cool if we knew somebody like that too.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if Dave would hop on here. Dave is a swell guy.
That's awesome. Yeah.
He's on my Facebook page. He's in my snake group. He has two. He has the big colubrid snake group on Facebook. That's his group. And then another one. I think the other one is I know he's in false water cobra group. But yeah, David Sharp.
Okay.
He's in England.
All right.
Time difference is a little different, but I think
we'll make it work.
we might
right?
be able to work something out. Yeah.
Yeah. It might be 5 or 6 in the morning for him. He's English. He'll be fine.
He's up. He's awake during that time. That's fine.
Have his tea, and we'll get down to business.
Yeah, right.
Cool.
Tea and a morning cigarette. We're good. We're golden.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
But once again, man, I appreciate it so much for you to come on and join us.
Absolutely.
We're going to go ahead and run a couple ads because we seemed like the show went on and on and on and on,
Oh, yeah.
and it never hit a lick, or it missed a lick. So
Listen, I was like, as much talking as possible. Let's go.
Yeah.
it was great.
Save
man.
Abby.
I can't think of a single spot where it was dry. So I mean, man, it seemed to be a good show. A lot of good knowledge, a lot of good conversation. So I'll go ahead and if you want to cut out, you're good. I'm gonna go ahead and play one of our sponsor ads, something we didn't get to earlier, and then we'll kind of wrap up the show. But again, thanks for coming on, Brock, and you're welcome back.
No problem. You guys have a great evening.
You as well.
If we have an open panel or something, feel free, save that link because that link's going to be good for future other shows.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, you have a good evening.
You as well.
Yep, you too.
All right, bye.
ReptileAds.com is the modern marketplace for buying and selling reptiles, amphibians, and exotic pets. Built by Purple Turtle Technologies, we're creating the most trusted platform in the industry. Join thousands of breeders and collectors on the most trusted reptile marketplace. List your animals, connect with buyers, and grow your business with Reptile Ads. Enjoy our easy access to stores as well as a genetic calculator for your convenience. Stop by and check us out today.
Yellow diamonds in the light. I was standing side by side as a shadow crosses mine. What it takes to come
Yeah, if you haven't watched any of G Paul's shows, go back and watch some of the prior episodes he's got. He's got some good stuff on there, good content.
Absolutely.
His last show was Jamie, Professor Pythons, and she did amazing. I wasn't able to catch the live showing, but I did go #replay gang in the comments for sure.
Nice.
Check him out. Sweet. So, John, You got anything to say before we cut loose?
But okay, question. Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
Nah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, as usual, everybody, thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you for the community that you guys provide us. We would not be here if it wasn't for you guys in the chat, in the comments on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, on all the platforms, giving us the support and telling us that we're bringing you guys the stuff that you guys want to see. So again, thank you guys so much. We love all the support that you give. Keep doing it. Keep pouring into the community that we have around us. We are stronger when we're together. We're stronger when we support each other. Reach out to those people, touch base, make sure they're doing all right, make sure everybody's, on the right track. And if you can help them in any way, help them however you can. Right. So again, that's good for me, man. I kept it short and sweet tonight.
Yeah. So I'd like to throw out there and add, if you want to be on the show with us, just remember all experience levels welcome, because we like learning and teaching. If there's something we can help you learn, if you want to be on a multi-panel show, bring somebody else with you that you look up to, or is your mentor, or somebody that you pal around with that knows more than you do, and they would like to hop on and share some information as well. And again, any species welcome. We don't draw the line just at ball pythons, as we can prove. We're still trying to get the Burn Boss on.
Yes.
He had an allergic reaction of some kind when he was scheduled, so we had to miss his episode. And then immediately following that was his busy season with work. So we're waiting on him to kind of get a more calm schedule. But if you're not following the Burn Boss, look him up. Instagram, YouTube. He's posting some awesome pairings and awesome content all the time. He's got an awesome Burmese pairing right now. I don't remember all the genetics, but he has a high white pied Burmese that's absolutely beautiful. Go check out his latest post. For sure.
I'm not buying a Burmese yet. I'm not doing it yet. Not yet.
You can look at afar, man.
Look and don't touch. Look and don't touch. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll go ahead and pair it again. Thank you guys so much for coming in and sticking with us, and thanks for the new people coming in. Please like, subscribe, follow, hit that notification bell. Go to all, that way you don't miss anything from us.
Absolutely.
And again, if you want to come up, even if you just want to add more fire to us through the comments, it's all appreciated.
Absolutely.
So, and again, 100% about community, 100% about pushing out information, 100% about up here and just having fun. So even if you don't want to be up here on a structured show or semi-structured show, come up for an open panel and hang out. Please do.
Absolutely. Yep. Cool.
I think we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.
Everybody.
Thanks for coming.
Yep. Good night, everybody. Have a good one.